following NBC sports program is brought to you in living color.
American League champs, the Oakland A's, versus the National League champions, the New York Mets. Brought to you by your Dodge dealer. We invite you to see the beautiful all-new Monaco 474. And by Gillette, makers of new Track 2 twin injector blades for the best injector shave of your life. The temperature 50 degrees in New York, a brisk breeze blowing. The weatherman said there might have been a chance of rain. It hasn't, and neither team took fielding or batting practice. Ladies and gentlemen, last night we saw a rare moment in World Series history. 2 standing ovations for a reserve obscure infielder by the name of Mike Andrews. Mike Andrews did not have a job in the middle of the summer. After being picked up by the Oakland A's, he was sent home packing last Sunday night. Well, it's been an experience, I think, that Mike Andrews will always wonder about. And, you know, we read about the horrifying crimes in the streets, and we have a nation of knockers, it seems sometimes. Also, quality and substance nowadays seem to be scoffed at and unappreciated. But I think last night Mike Andrews found out how decent people can really be. First of all, his own teammates stood solidly behind him. And then the enemy crowd, the New York Met fans, who were vilified for their actions here in Game 5 against the Cincinnati Reds, proved to be warm and understanding. Typically, New York sports fans have always rooted for the underdog, and last night they rooted for Mike Andrews. The standing ovation Mike Andrews will always ponder about and wear a secret smile the rest of his life. Tonight's starting pitchers: Vida Blue for Oakland, Jerry Koosman for the Mets, both left-handers. Lindsey Nelson, what's the condition of Cleon Jones? He was doubtful just before game time.
Kurt, he has the flu. They've decided he is going to play. We saw him night before last with an upset stomach on the field. We saw him leave the game last night with the flu. He hasn't eaten any solid food in 2 days. He was examined by the doctor tonight. He's weak. He's not 100%, but he's going to play.
Well, you broadcast the Mets here since '62. You went through many a lean year till the Mets finally made it in '69. Now back in the World Series again. Anything surprise you about the Mets in this series?
Yes, there is something. It's their run-scoring ability, their ability to hit the long ball. I'm not surprised by their pitching. They got here on pitching. They got here on good defense, but they have been able to score more runs than I ever dreamed they would.
It's been a crowd that's been enthused here, the same in Oakland. Anytime you have World Series, you have excitement, hilarity, a sense of good feeling. But sometimes it isn't always that way with everyone. Last year, a sad sight to see Reggie Jackson on crutches. And this year, Bill North, the regular center fielder of the Oakland A's, has not been able to play in this series. And before the game, Tony Kubek taped an interview with the A's center fielder.
Bill, this past season for the Oakland A's, you stole over 50 bases, you batted 280 plus, you scored 98 runs, you had a whale of a year. You're not in the World Series. Now, perhaps you can explain for our fans why you're not on this World Series roster.
Well, I hurt my ankle, and I was in a cast for about 2.5 weeks. And then I came out of the cast, and I went through a bunch of therapy and stuff, and they got my ankle in pretty good shape. But it got down to a thing where they didn't feel, a couple of people, namely Finley and Williams, didn't feel that I could do enough and that it wouldn't be beneficial to my well-being, I don't know, health-wise, and
could you play right now if you had to?
I think I can. I feel good. My ankle hasn't hurt me in a week.
All right, you've had a chance to watch the series, the Mets, your Oakland A's team. What are some of your observations about your own team and the Mets?
Well, our team, we're not getting the long ball the way we should. You know, it's a funny kind of thing, but we went through a couple of streaks like that this year where we didn't get a long ball for a week or so, you know. And the Mets, I really don't think they're as good a team as we are, but then not always the best team wins. And I'm not going to say that they win, but they've won a couple of games, and they scrap, and they're a tough team, and they come out and fight you, you know. And sometimes emotion is better than physical ability.
Bill, you don't seem very happy to be inactive at World Series time. It's always a great time of the year for a player and for the fans, and you seem like you're a little bit dejected not being able to play.
Yeah, because, I don't know, I think that I could do something to help the team, and and since I can, it's kind of frustrating, but I've been staying away mostly, so, you know, it's all right.
Bill North, maybe next year.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. Let's go back upstairs.
During the last day of the play.
Here's the manager of the A's, number 23, Dick Williams. Batting first and playing shortstop, number 19, Bert Campaneris. Batting second and playing left field, number 26, Joe Rudy. Batting third and playing third base, number 6, the captain of the A's, Sal Bando. Batting fourth and playing center field, number 9, Reggie Jackson. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 18, Gene Tennis. Batting sixth, playing right field, number 22, Jesus Alou. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 10, Ray Fosse. Batting eighth, playing second base, number 1, Dick Green. Batting ninth and pitching, number 14, Vida Blue, who is warming up in the bullpen. And here are the remaining players and coaches of the Oakland A's. Here is the manager of the Mets, Yogi Berra. Batting first and playing third base, number 11, Wayne Garrett. Batting second and playing second base, number 16, Felix Millan. Batting third, playing right field, number 4, Rusty Staub. Batting fourth, playing left field, number 21, Cleon Jones. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 28, John Milner. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 15, Jerry Grody. Batting seventh, playing center field, number 25, Don Hahn. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, number 3, Bud Harrelson. Batting ninth and pitching, number 36, Jerry Koosman, who is warming up in the bullpen. And here are the remaining players and coaches of the New York Mets. Ladies and gentlemen, with us this evening is the Armed Forces Police Color Guard and the 590th United States Air Force Band of the East from McGuire Air Force Base, New Jersey. The national anthem this evening will be sung by Tony Martin. And now, to honor America, let us all join in singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? and the home of the brave.
NBC will bring you the 5th game of the 1973 World Series and the ceremonial first pitch right after this message.
We direct your attention to the commissioner's box adjacent to the Mets dugout. We are honored this evening to have with us to throw out the first ball one of the greatest players in baseball history, Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio, who played in 10 World Series, had 8 home runs, probably weighs about 1.5 pounds more now than when he played. One of the most beautifully groomed men in baseball history. I think he's better looking now, Lindsay, than he was when he was a player.
I think he's by far more distinguished looking than he ever was in his life.
Joe D. He was on with us.
Again, going almost now to straightaway left field, playing the carom off the screen very well. Then I'm sure, after trying to recover from a bout with the flu, pretty wobbly leg.
And suddenly a big streamer is coming out. Looks like a giant pink snake flying over the infield.
Well, Kurt, over the years, I've seen almost everything here at Shea. A giant pink snake wouldn't surprise me at all.
The way they used to play in the early years, there are a lot of people, I think, saw snakes and pink elephants there, didn't they? Jones at second, nobody out. John Milner, the batter, a strike to him. Milner is 5 out of 16. He's batting .313. That double by Cleon Jones was his second. Well, the Mets are threatening now. Runner at second, nobody out. No score in the game. Strike with a wicked fastball. 0-2. Talking about Vida Blue on the road. His record at Oakland this year, 8 wins and 6 losses. On the road, he won 12 and lost 3. There's a base hit to right. Here's Jones coming in to score. And the Mets lead 1-0.
There's just no doubt that almost throughout this series, the Mets have been more aggressive with the bats.
Absolutely, Tony. They've been more aggressive, and this is one of the things I'm told that has bugged the A's, the fact that the Mets have been able to go out in front early in so many ball games, something they did not expect at all.
Second RBI of the series for John Milner. Brody can go to right field. Let's see if they put a hit and run on. They haven't been trying to steal, but they have been playing some hit and run, and successfully, too. Stop executed. An adroit hit and run play last night. High fly center field. Reggie Jackson drifting back. 1 down. Milner holds at first. Don Hahn, 3 out of 18. Batting .167. Cleon Jones draped in a blanket to keep him warm, playing with a flu. He came up in the second to lead off with a double. 1-0 New York. Last of the second. Strike 1. John Milner at first, 1 out. strike two. Well, the Mets have scored first in all three games here at Shea Stadium. The A's got on the scoreboard first in the two games out at Oakland. Every team likes to get on the scoreboard first. They can gamble more, play some hit and run, steal, take chances. A ball. The other team has to play catch-up. Vida Blue with a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Don Hahn. Blue pitched in 4 games in the World Series last year. 3 times in relief. Gets it to shortstop Campaneris. There's one, that's all. And we've been talking about Harrelson. A little tip of the hat to Bert Campaneris, who's been just as steady. They made all the plays, both of them.
Watch Bert Campaneris again, a man who's become a very accomplished shortstop. The ball just out of the grasp of Sal Bando, sliding in the hole and a good quick release to get the ball to Dick Green.
Bud Harrelson switch hitting. He's a .400 batter in this World Series, 6 out of 15. The Mets are leading 1-0. Don Hahn's at first base. There are 2 outs.
One thing that has surprised me about the A's pitching staff, with the exception of Catfish Hunter, is that Holtzman, Blue have not thrown many breaking balls. Holtzman has a good curveball. Blue has come up with a pretty good hard curve, but they just aren't throwing it to these Mets hitters.
Oh, you're right, Tony. They relied on the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Most clubs are fastball hitting teams, too, in baseball. They don't like the old number 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. High fly, deep to Rudy. He'll have room, though. The side's out. 1 run. 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. End of 2. Mets leading 1-0. No runs, a hit. Nobody left. Here it is again.
Watch his foot. Does it appear to you that he stepped more home than he did toward first? Now look at him walk over toward first base to try and deceive the umpire. Watch Campy. All he had to do was lean. A pretty good balk move by Jerry Kuzman, and he got away with it, picking off Campaneris.
So at the end of 2.5 innings, it's the New York Mets 1 and the Oakland A's 0. A hit. Nobody left. Here it is again.
Watch his foot. Does it appear to you that he stepped more home than he did toward first? Now look at him walk over toward first base to try and deceive the umpire. Watch Campy. All he had to do was lean. A pretty good balk move by Jerry Kuzman, and he got away with it, picking off Campaneris.
So at the end of 2.5 innings, it's the New York Mets 1 and the Oakland A's 0.
Completely out of his mind, except that pitcher and that ball on its way. Campaneris looked like he touched it. Made a nice try.
Hey, Tony and Lindsay, the way he's hitting in this series with a bad shoulder, just reaching out and slapping the ball to left, maybe he'll get ideas of changing his style next year.
Well, you know, he did that along in mid-season because he couldn't pull, and then pull late in the year.
Jones goes around. Jones double to left first time up. 1-0. New York ahead. They're batting in the last of the 4th. They have 3 hits. The A's have 2 hits. Stops on first, nobody out. Well, we're in the 5th game. Rusty Staub already has 8 hits. Yogi Berra likes his style. The World Series record is 13 hits, held by Tony's close friend and former roommate Bobby Richardson in 64, and Lou Brock in 68. And it's a base hit up the middle. Staub is stopping at second. Leon Jones, he should have the flu every night. He's 2 out of 2.
Last 2 nights, it's been a case of the walking wounded supplying a lot of the power.
Dick Williams has Wes Stock, his pitching coach, on the phone right now, calling down the bullpen to get someone ready.
Nobody's emerged out there. All right, the Mets have runners on first and second. Nobody out. They're ahead 1-0. John Milner, a pull hitter. He can hit the right and get those runners over. Russell puts the bunt down. And I think they had him hitting away. 1 ball, no strike. He'll try and get that ball, slap at the right or hit it to right field. Move those runners on. Time is called. Cleon Jones tying his shoelace at first base. Raleigh Fingers, who didn't work last night, is starting to warm up now for the A's. The A's don't want to go home behind, so they're getting Fingers up early, the ace of their bullpen. They don't want to drop too far out of this game. 1 ball, no strike. No strike. New York Mets in last place in July. Last place, I think, from June 28th into August.
August 30th, as a matter of fact.
At one time, they were 12.5 games behind.
They were.
And they won the pennant. Right now, they're leading in Game 5. A beautiful bunt. Blue plays it to third. And only the athletic ability of Vida Blue kept that from being a successful sacrifice.
One of the toughest plays in baseball for a third baseman and that catcher coordinating his play. Blew off very quickly, almost down the third base foul line. That play easier for a left-handed pitcher as he is moving in that direction. Does not have to whirl completely around like a right-handed pitcher to make a throw to third base. Blue really fielded his position well and got a good quick throw off to Bando.
The Mets were 12 behind after the game to July 4th. And tradition says that the team in first place on July 4th should be the winner of the pennant. But it doesn't work out that way. Always. Ball 1. The Giants had a great rush in 51. They were 13.5 behind in August. The Mets were way behind in August, too. 11.5 games in August 5th. And won it. The Boston Braves were in last place in 1914, July 4th, the halfway mark, won the pennant and swept the World Series from Connie Mack's A's in 4 games. 2 balls, no strikes for Jerry Grote. Jones at second, Milner at first. Now what's the sign? Eddie Yost, who used to be the walking man with the Washington Senators. I think 8 seasons he walked over 100 times. There's a pop. Gene Tennis will have room. And it's 2 down. I broadcast the Red Sox many years, used to watch Eddie Yost play. Lindsey, he crowded the plate and always had a habit on an inside pitch of tucking his belly in to make it look like it was way inside. And they used to complain and complain, but he always got that ball 4.
Excuse me, Lindsey. He used to get up on his toes and a pitch around the knees. Anything up around the shoulders, he would crouch.
Oddly enough, deceptively, he had power and hit many leadoff home runs.
Don Hahn up for the Mets. Hit into a force play his first time. The Mets have runners on first and second. 2 out. They're leading 1-0. Blue fires a fastball across. Raleigh Fingers continues to warm up. Rusty style. Of Rusty. Had a sign here. I'm lusty for Rusty last night. 1 strike. Foul right over our NBC booth. The Mets have 1 run, 4 hits. The A's, no runs, 2 hits. You're looking at the base runners. Milner at second. Or Jones at second. Milner for Mrs. Payson, the owner of the New York Mets. A 2-strike delivery. Foul ball again. No balls, 2 strikes to Don Hahn.
The hitters who bat against Vida Blue, as opposed to a couple of years ago when he was a Cy Young Award winner, say he throws just as hard at time, but apparently his ball does not move around in the strike zone, not as lively. It is straighter.
Up high with a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jones at second. Milner at first. 2 out. Don Hahn played to the opposite field except for Rudy, who straight away and left for him. Sharply hit the Campaneris for Fuchs. And the Mets had the bases loaded. Campaneris overran that ball.
The ball got on Campy much more quickly than he thought. He didn't get a chance to get down on the ball. He's caught in between his hop as he tried to plant that right foot. Fortunately, he was able to knock it down with his glove, preventing a run from scoring.
An error charged to Campaneris. That's Campaneris' first error of the series. And the 8th error for the Oakland A's. The Mets have made 6 errors. Bases loaded. Harrelson up. Harrelson pops it up. Gene Tennis waving his arm out, got it, and he does. The Mets had no...
It's out close. Rusty Staub is to him. The ball bounding in his glove. Look at that, a near collision. Neither one hurt, and now an off-balance throw that nearly gets Gene Tennis coming back in. Watch again as Staub and Mian, after Mian throws the ball. Near collision, and they've had enough injuries on this team all season long. They don't need another one.
Who says there's no action in baseball? Crowd applauded Mian's grab and Milner's hustling dive for first base, where he smothered his uniform in the dirt. Dick Green fly to center his first time. 2 down for the A's. Gene Tennis still on first. The A's are trailing 1-0. There's a high fly out to deep center. Don Hahn settling under it. And that's it. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We're halfway through. And the score, Mets 1, A's nothing.
It's possible in a situation like this. Blue just cut it loose a little too far. Fosse could not get up. He made a good try to stop it. Dick Williams maybe thought he had picked up a signal from Eddie Yost, but he didn't.
It's scored as a wild pitch, and here comes Wes Stock, the pitching coach, out to the mound now to talk to Vida Blue. We're going to get some action done in the bullpen of the Oakland A's. They get Raleigh Fingers up again. Raleigh Fingers is up and throwing for the 2nd time tonight. That's he. Runner at second, 1 man out on a 1-0 count. To Millan at the plate. The Mets got their run in the 2nd inning. And Cleon Jones double. John Milner singled him home. Ground ball to the right side, taken at first base by Tennis. He slips down, gets up, goes unassisted. Moving to 3rd. On the infield out is Wayne Garrett, and Rusty Staub is coming up. Rusty Staub, a young fellow who has invested in a raft of businesses in Montreal, where he was known as Le Grand Orange, has an apartment in New York where he plays, is a native of New Orleans where he frequently visits his parents, and his legal address is Houston, Texas. Yogi Berra. 2 men out, runner at third. Mets are batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. Dick Williams. That's in for a called strike to Rusty Staub. Strike one delivery. Fouled it off and out of play. 0-2.
I think a Staub, as we look at Garrett at third, is a great study for young kids who might be looking in with that sore shoulder, just chopping away at the ball. He's still hitting the ball hard, hitting it with authority. You don't have to swing hard.
This is his 11th professional year, and it's his first World Series, and he was the hero of last night's game, and believe me, he savored every moment of it. Ground ball to short. Campaneris over to tennis, and the side is out. So,
play by Rusty Staub, who's getting a hand. He's the hero of this town after yesterday. Watch Burt again, just trying to draw an errant throw from Grody, faking. He wasn't going at all. Look at Staub. He'll push him off the bag.
So there are 2 men out, and Sal Bando is up as Campaneris lengthens out his lead now, and Kuzman throws over there again. Two men out, 2 men on. The Mets are leading 1-0. Oakland batting in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch breaks low and away, and it's ball 1.
Last night he climbed the wall with a leaping grab. This was an even better catch.
It was that. He took one away from Don Hahn last night, and this one, he really pulled in.
Well, he makes it in the World Series in Cincinnati last year in the opening game. A leaping grab up the wall. Reggie Jackson giving him a little kidding out there. Joe Romo, the trainer. Some of the bullpen boys coming out. Darrell Knowles in the jacket. Volley fingers to see if he's all right. Looked like it might be his left wrist.
Might have been very lucky that it is not a concrete or a wooden wall out there, and that screen may have eased the burden a little bit, or the onus of that blow. Jones really cracked it. It appeared like it was going out of the ballpark at first. Rudy playing a little bit shallow, and then the ball started sinking. Had that top spin. What a great play. The play of the series so far. Fortunately, he did not hit the fence head on. Here's another angle. Going into that fence at a little bit of an angle. No chance to break his speed. Curtis.
Here's the whole play again. I think when he smacked his left hand, this is from the center field camera, coming at you now. And watch him when he hits the iron fence out there, or the screen, pushing his left hand to brace himself up against the fence is where he might have been in trouble. Look at him, how he reached over and hit that left hand against the fence. And that might have put some pressure on his wrist.
John Milner's at the plate now. He drove in the Met run in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 2.
Your attention, please.
Now I'm calling. They're going to ask that a banner be removed down in the right field corner. That one is in fair territory, so they're going to ask that it be pulled in.
Lindsay, I saw one banner tonight in back of the A's dugout. When Dick Williams came out, he held it up and said, "Yankee, go home." Williams is rumored, you know, going to retire from the A's and become the next manager of the Yankees.
Some of these banner makers. That left center field, up the alley. Grody's around second. He'll score. He's getting a green light at third. Grody's coming home, and Hahn's on the way to third. Grody scores a triple, a run batted in. The Mets are leading by a score of 2-0.
Lindsay, it continues to surprise me that these A's play Hahn to the opposite field. Jackson was playing shallow, way over in right field.
It's Fingers and Knowles in the bullpen. And if it's one thing we've learned about Dick Williams, it is that he does not waste very much time in doing whatever he does.
There have been 3 balls hit hard off Blue this inning. Jones robbed of a hit on that sensational catch by Rudy. Then Brody single, now Hans triple. And Blue again has lost it in the 6th inning. A break in the action here at New York with a score.
He said,
The A's don't have many hits tonight, 3, but they've drawn 6 walks.
Jesus Alou, a pretty good first ball, fastball hitter, so McGraw's going to have to make a good pitch, or will try to anyway.
Dick Williams.
Let me check those walks, Lindsay. That ran down my scoreboard. 7 walks.
What are we going to see? A pinch runner? Is that what Williams is waiting for?
Apparently so. He's sent for something or somebody. Umpire Russ Getz would like to know what he has in mind.
Dick Williams, a great believer in making things happen. I think unlike Yogi, who sits back a little more patiently and waits, many times they will use Odom to pinch run in situations such as this. He has already used Alan Lewis. It looks like Blue Moon right there.
Yeah, John Odom. Good runner, Odom.
Williams thinking, obviously, an extra base hit. Odom may have a better chance scoring all the way from first base instead of Tennis, but Williams could also get himself in trouble should this ball game be tied by them with Tennis out of the game.
So Odom checks in with Coach Jerry Adair at first base. Tennis is out of the ball game. Jesus Alou at the plate. 2 men out. 2 men on. Stone still throwing in the bullpen. The Mets are leading 2-0. In there for a called strike. Line to Garrett at third for the out that retires the side. Wayne Garrett took the line shot. 2 walks and 2 men left in the middle of the 8th inning to score. The Mets 2 and the Oakland A's nothing.
Watch out. Your car's cooling system can't hide from Old Man Winter or from his partner, corrosion. Guard your car with Prestone 2, winter's summer protection. Only Prestone 2 has a patented silicone silicate formula. The Prestone inhibitor system shields and preserves metal against rust and corrosion. Protect against freeze-up, boil-up, and corrosion with Prestone 2. If you can't trust Prestone, who can you trust?
The Dutch West Indies. You may not get back this way again, but you've got a friend waiting and some living to catch up on. You only go around once. You've got to do it with gusto.
Once around life, once around living, come around things, the gusto of Schlitz.
Our handheld cameras over in the NBC radio booth. That's Jim Simpson on your left. Monty Moore, the A's broadcaster, on the right. They're broadcasting radio around the world tonight. And Monty will join us, Tony and me, in Oakland for Game 6 on television.
And now the New York Mets come up in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pat Burke is in the ball game at first base. John Milner is at the plate for the Mets. Drove in the first run in the 2nd inning. He is 1 for 3. Has a base hit into center field. A leadoff single as Reggie Jackson returns it. There is Pat Burke coming over to hold against the runner. Tennis, you'll recall, was removed for the pinch runner. Mets lead 2-0 now, and Jerry Grody's coming up. 1 for 3. One would expect the Mets to try to build a run here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Grody's around. Bunts the ball, first base side, a foul ball. Ray Fosse got to it in foul territory. It's strike one to Grody. Milner back to first base.
You're right, he does have a lot of Henry Aaron's mannerisms, just jogging back to first as he just did.
He does that. That's why they call him the Hammer. Always call him the Hammer until the time when the Mets play the Atlanta Braves. And then for some reason they don't call him the Hammer in that series. Grody's around. Watches from fair. Burke has it. Goes to Kubiak. Sacrifice goes 3-4 if you're scoring, and it has moved Milner to second base. It'll bring up Don Hahn, who tripled a drive and a run in the sixth inning. Was on an error by Cabaneras in the fourth. Grounded into force play in the second.
Center field has been a problem spot for these Mets most of the season until this fella came along.
Center field has been a problem spot for the New York Mets most of their life. Fouled it right off the end of the bat. Strike one.
Jackson in center field this time is not playing over in right center field as he has most of this series. He's moved about straight away.
And right now, with Hahn at the plate, the Mets have out hit the A's 52 hits to 35 hits with the 4 games. They got 17 more hits.
Curveball swung on and missed. 0-2. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. This is Lindsey Nelson with Kurt Gowdy and Tony Kubek at Shea Stadium in New York, where the Mets are leading the Oakland A's by a score of 2-0. Bottom half of the 8th inning. 2-strike delivery. Rides high. It's 1-2. One man out, a runner at second. Paul Lindblad is up and throwing in the bullpen now for the Oakland A's. That's Lindblad. He was the winning pitcher night before last in an 11-inning game. Now the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. 2 away, and the batter will be Bud Harrelson.
And the A's fans might be looking ahead, Lindsey. The A's had the bottom third of their order up in the 9th inning. Fosse, Kubiak, and Fingers.
First base is open. Tug McGraw follows in the batting order. An intentional walk has been ordered by manager Dick Williams.
Oh. That's why they make that pitcher throw all 4. That was close.
Was that?
I'm trying to make this intentional pass exciting. It's not very easy.
I was about to say, it's not easy at all. So, it is accomplished at least.
McGraw, good hitter.
No, as a matter of fact, he isn't. At the start of the year, he was a switch hitter and finally gave it up. Tug McGraw coming up. Well, he came well prepared.
I hope that was not a real wolfskin coat.
Whoever drops a cigar ash in that baby will be running for the exit.
McGraw, I suppose, could be best characterized as a hitter as tenacious. Everything he does in that manner. Fouled it off, and it's strike one.
We've seen great pitching in this ball game so far. Kuzman, McGraw in relief. Fingers has looked sharp. Vida Blue pitched well.
Breaking pitch in for a called strike. It's 0-2. Milner's the runner at second base, and Bud Harrelson is the runner at first base. 2 men out. The dust blown across the infield. Fastball hit on the ground to second. Kubiak is up over to first in time. Decided retired. There was a hit and a walk, 2 left, and at the end of 8, the score is the Mets 2, Oakland nothing.
Everyone in the family enjoys an Amana radar range microwave oven. Housewives like it because it cooks most everything in about 1/4 the time. Husbands like the radar range oven because it's so easy to fix snacks for friends. Cooking on paper or glass means no extra mess. Even children like it. It's so easy to operate. And with this radar range browning skillet, you can sear, brown, fry, or grill right in your oven. Remember, if it doesn't say Amana, it's not a radar range.
Beauty. If beauty may be defined as grace, spirit, dignity, and strength, surely this is truly beautiful. The 1974 Imperial LeBaron. Precision design and assembly. Extraordinary convenience and comfort. Incomparable visual elegance. Imperial LeBaron. A proud new generation of luxury motor car from Chrysler.
Hi, I'm Al Kaline. I'm in my 20th season with the Detroit Tigers, and I've enjoyed every one of these years. Baseball has done a great deal for me and my family, more than I can ever repay. If you want a good life, like to travel first class, meet interesting people, and have a lot of fun while doing it, put your mind on baseball. Baseball is a great career.
Preceding announcement made on behalf of Major League Baseball. A program note: Academy Award winner Cliff Robertson and Robert Duvall stars Cole Younger and Jesse James in the great Northfield, Minnesota raid. This week's Saturday Night at the Movies, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 Central, right here on NBC. And the Oakland A's now are 3 outs away from dropping behind in this series. They'll send up the bottom of their order against Tug McGraw, who has relieved Jerry Kuzman. Remember, Game 6 will start in Oakland, 3:30 our coverage, Eastern Daylight Time. Tom Seaver and Jim Hunter in that game.
Speaking of Jim Hunter, he's throwing in the bullpen at this moment for the Oakland A's as they come up here in the top of the 9th inning. That's Hunter. Ray Fosse will lead it off. He had a double in the 7th inning. The pitch is high and away for a ball.
No, if he got in there, if the A's tied this, they went into extra innings. Could mean they'd switch to Holtzman on Saturday.
That pitch is high. 2-0.
They might start Blue Moon Odom, too.
Or Blue Moon, right. Holtzman was shelled early here at Shea Stadium.
That's a call strike. It's 2-1. The Mets have their bullpen going. A left-hander George Stone, a right-hander Harry Parker. There they are. Bullpen coach Joe Pignatano. McGraw delivers 2-1. Into left. Here comes Jones. Cleon Jones for the out. Cleon has had a pretty good evening for a fellow who was a doubtful starter because of a case of flu. Our statistician here tonight, Alan Roth, production stage manager Jim O'Gorman.
Sinking line drives. Cleon got a good jump. The ball hit almost directly at him. A tough play for any outfielder. You don't get that sideline perspective. Here he comes again from a different angle. Good catch, protecting so the ball would not get by him.
There's a strike to Ted Kubiak.
Last 2 A's have hit line drives, Lou and Fosse.
That is strike 2. Billy Canigliaro has come out on deck now. Billy C. is on deck. 2-strike delivery. Rides high. It's 1-2. The A's. That's Billy C.
Singing Goodbye, Charlie, we hate to see you go.
Just missed. It's 2-2.
Well, Charlie and the A's are not folders. They'll be back Saturday. Don't worry.
That one is a foul ball, and it's back out of play.
You know, we've talked before about a lot of the moves that Dick Williams has made. You've got Kubiak up there now in this situation. The 9th inning, Dick Green, a .260 hitter during the year, was taken out earlier in the ball game. Makes you wonder.
2-2, foul back. He's still alive at 2-2. Dick Williams, West Stock. The Mets have had 2 runs, 7 hits. Yogi Berra, Rube Walker, Eddie Yost. Calling on strike. McGraw with his first strikeout. Brought the fastball in and caught him looking. That gets the Met fans up on their feet here at Shea Stadium, and Billy Canigliaro will be batting now. Coming in to bat for Raleigh Fingers. You see Williams doing his bookkeeping there on his personnel chart on the back wall of the dugout. He's only got 1 man left back there. That's Davalillo. That's in for a called strike.
A's had their chances. They left 2 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, but they couldn't get the big hit.
Conversely, Yogi Berra has not been to his bench tonight, except for a relief pitcher. Scroogie breaks low, and it's 1-1. These are simply 2 managers with totally different philosophies about how you run a ball game. Each obviously is successful. They're in the World Series. On the fastball, it's 1-2.
And he wants to wind up with that Irish flair. A strikeout.
Again, as we said before, if you see him get by and get this man out, there will be an emotional display that will surpass the previous one. Two men out. He's called out on strike. There is McGraw. Tug McGraw finishing with successive strikeouts as he gets the save. And the win, of course, goes to Jerry Kuzman. And the New York Mets go out in front in the World Series 3-2. Cleon Jones coming out of a sick bed. Double, single here tonight and turning a spark and play in the outfield. Don Hahn had a triple, a drive, and a run. The Met fans have seen the final game of the season at Shea Stadium. And now the New York Mets at 4:15 tomorrow afternoon will be flying out of New York and heading for Oakland, where game number 6 comes up on Saturday afternoon. Coverage starting on NBC at 3:30.
We'll be right back after this message.
You know, I feel it.
The sciatica.
The Uniroyals, they really stopped short. I feel it. I really feel it.
Then say it.
These Uniroyals really turned sharp.
We feel it too, don't we, Al?
That's right. You can actually feel the difference between Uniroyal steel-belted radials and your old bias ply tires.
We feel it in our thrill show. You'll feel it on the road.
I feel it. I really feel it.
I know you do, my son.
You're about to see a magnificent performance. The cast of characters, a simple bowl of fruit, and Polaroid's new SX70. Just touch the button, and it hands you the picture. Minutes later, you'll have a finished photograph of dazzling beauty. The new SX70 land camera from Polaroid.
Well, the A's didn't get an earned run in the 2 games here. After they won the opening game, the Mets earned run average in their staff 1.65, and McGraw completed 5 shutouts for the Met pitchers during the season. Quick comments by Lindsay. Nice job here, Lindsay, by the way.
Thank you very much, Kurt. A great pleasure to work with you and Tony. Thought Cleon Jones had a great night. So did Kuzman. So did McGraw.
Tony.
Mets got what they did all during the stretch. Good pitching, good relief, good hitting in the clutch.
The Mets lead 3-2. Travel day tomorrow. We'll be covering the World Series Saturday for Game 6. Seaver against Catfish Hunter, and will start it at 3:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Thank you, everyone, for looking in. Game 5 of the 1973 World Series has been brought to you by Chrysler Plymouth, featuring the beautiful new 1974 Chryslers and Plymouths, and by Gillette, makers of that dry look, #1 aerosol, for men's hair. No wonder the wet head is dead. The Flip Wilson Show, Ironside, and Sammy Davis Jr., starring in NBC Follies, will return next week in their regularly scheduled time periods. And Game 6, beginning at 3:30 Eastern Time Saturday, with the baseball world of Joe Garagiola, right here on NBC.
Betty Davis.